Hey guys, welcome back. Now in this specific lecture, let us talk about viewsets and router. Now this is not an important lecture because I still prefer to use different type of views from generic class for any type of API that we are currently building. But this is an important lecture to understand because you might see these type of code if you are working on any other project or maybe if you are working on an old project. So here we are going to discuss about this ViewSet class and then we are going to use these router with our URLs. What are they? How we are going to use them? I will talk about them step by step. The first thing is our aim is to decrease size of code from past few lectures. If you see, we discussed different method. First we started with this long function based view, then we talked about class based view. And then again we improve with different other inheritance of generic class, mix-ins and keep on following. Now what we are going to do with ViewSet is we are going to combine the logic for list as well as for detail. That means whenever we have these two specific requirement, if I jump onto this URL, whenever we have these two type of requirement where we need to get list, that is complete list of all the elements, as well as detail of specific element. Whenever we have these type of requirement, we can combine them with ViewSet. Also, we don't need to create two separate URLs then because they are combined. So we have a concept called router which handles everything. Now this is going to be interesting again because it is going to decrease the size of code. So what I'm going to do is instead of creating new model or maybe new feature, I'm going to repeat this step for my stream platform and stream platform detail. So here we are going to get list as well as we can add a new item. Here we are going to retrieve an individual item. So we are going to work with these two and we are going to utilize ViewSet and router. So to access this documentation, go to tutorials, go to ViewSet and routers, and here you can just simply visit ViewSet. Now there are no such new methods that might surprise you, but we have list method, we have retrieve method, and if we need to add any other method, we can utilize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump here and I'm going to create a simple class. First I need to import this one. So on my views.py file, I'm going to import this ViewSet class, and here just above my stream platform AV, I'm going to create a new class. I'm going to call it as stream platform only. And here I'm going to import this ViewSet. So now we have imported this ViewSet. This ViewSet support different methods like list, retrieve as I discussed earlier. So there are few methods: list, create, retrieve, update, partial update and destroy. We don't need to discuss everything because I guess you already have idea by now, but let me try to create this list as well as retrieve option. So if I jump here, if I paste this list as well as retrieve option, I need to define my query set. I'm going to utilize my stream platform, and then with my serializer I'm going to utilize the stream platform serializer. That's it. And something similar I need to do here, I need to mention my serializer as well as here I need to define my models. That's it, and let me call this as watch list. Done. So now we have created a new class where we are importing this ViewSet, and we currently have these two methods, which is list as well as retrieve. What I am going to do is make sure you take care about this indentation, otherwise we are going to get an error. So this looks fine. What I am going to do is I am going to create routers. Now what is this router? If you jump and scroll down a bit, we can create router for our different requirement. So basically a router help us to combine all type of link. So whenever we are using a router, we don't need to create separate link like this. These two. We can combine them in one. So here the first thing I need to do is I need to define a router here, and I need to use default router for now. That's it, I have created this router. So the first thing I need to do is import it definitely. And I can do that from my REST framework router, from RestFramework.routers import default router. That's it. Once that is done, this is going to work fine for us. And then I need to register my URL with router. So I'm going to use router dot simply use register, and here for link I am going to provide stream only, and I just need to pass my views. So this is going to be stream platform dot as views. I also need to import this stream platform, so I'm going to include it here. Once that is done, I just need to pass base name. I'm going to call this as stream platform itself. So now we have registered our router. All we have to do, the last step we have to do is include this router in our URL pattern. So I'm going to comment both of them right now. And I'm going to utilize path, keeping this space empty, and then I just need to include. Here I need to pass my router dot URLs. That's it, that's done. So what I'm going to do is, once someone is going to visit this empty link, it is going to connect with our routers for URL. Here I'm going to call this stream to access this. Now if I'm going to call stream /1, that is an individual element, it is still going to work. So for now I have commented them, these both URL, and let us try to access this stream. Let's see what error we get if I refresh this one. Okay, I got an error. Let me jump back to my code. Yeah, here I don't need to pass this code for my router.urls. Why? Because we are using this router itself. This looks fine. Let me try to check my server. Yeah, I got an error. Let me try to run this one again. This looks fine. Refresh this one. So we got an error, and this is pretty fun stuff. This is some intentional mistake that I really wanted to discuss about naming. Now this is not actually a Django Rest Framework error, but it's actually error related to Python concept, or you can call it as for Django specifically. So if you try to think why we are getting this error, if you just look at this code, we are trying to import our model name correctly, and we are trying to access the object, and then all we did something similar, right? So why we are getting this error now? And the reason is we have defined our class name exactly the same. So this usually happen, and this error is quite popular at this stage. That means whenever we are working here, students usually keep name for class as well as for model same, and this usually cause some error like this. So I really wanted to include this during our course, and I hope you got the idea why we are getting this error. Because here we are trying to import our module, but we are using our own class name. So let me change this class name, and I'm going to call this as VS because of ViewSet. I need to update it with my URLs also. Call this as ViewSet. That's it. This looks fine. Let me jump back here, and if I just stop my server for once, if I try to rerun, jump onto URL, refresh, you can see this is working now. Now here you get all the information regarding our stream platform. So we have our stream platform, which is Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime Videos, as well as none. Now if you see, we got all the details, and if I try to access our individual element, again we got an error because we need to import getObject 404. So if I jump here, scroll up a bit, jump onto the top, and here I need to use from Django dot, I'm going to use shortcuts, and then I need to import getObject 404. Yeah, this looks fine. Jump here, refresh this one. So we don't have any first element, I guess. This is third, and my Netflix is fourth. So if I jump here and check out fourth element, here I did some quick mistake with watch list. Get back here, refresh. Yep. So this is working fine. So this is giving me data for all my Netflix series or movies. I hope you got the idea. Till now we are going to get data. So our name is Netflix, about, and then website. So now the major takeaway from this is, when we are working with this type of pattern, which is router, we just created this stream, we just created this one class, and it is going to handle both type. So we don't need to create different URL. So this is stream, this is working fine. This is giving me complete list of all the streams that I have added, which is my Disney Plus, Prime, Netflix, etc. And then if I use 4, actually, because we don't have any item as 1. So if I use 4, I'm going to get this. Let me guess the ID, which is 6. So if I type 6, I'm going to get the data for my Disney Plus. So that means I don't need to create 2 different URLs for this. This single URL is going to handle everything. Now this is useful when we are working with big projects, because for each and everything we have to create 2 or 3 URLs. Here if I want to add a create option also, I can do that. I can add a create option and I can just utilize it. So I'm not going to add it here right now, but we can do that. That means inside a single class we can handle everything, and we can utilize the power of router, and we don't have to create different URLs. Main power here is, if we have something similar maybe for our profile page, so we have to create URL to get all the list as well as for the individual element. It is going to take multiple URLs as well as classes. So when we are using ViewSet as well as router together, this works fine, but this works fine when we have to do simple tasks and when we have to perform everything for either complete list or individual element. If I try to do something this, like my reviews with different lookup IDs and everything, we are going to mess up a lot with our ViewSet section. And also dealing with routers with our own custom URL, it is going to be a headache and I don't recommend it. I strongly recommend, if you have your own custom requirement, then go with these generic types. They are really powerful because we can control a lot of things, and we are going to do in future also. But if you have some simple requirement, then you can surely use these ViewSet. And this router is going to help you with just a single path. Now maybe in future I need to add, maybe for cast page. With cast page I refer to actors or maybe writer or something else. So what I can do is I can add a cast here directly and then the views, and then I need to provide a base name. It is going to create list as well as the individual element link. Everything will be done by itself. It is important for you to know about this. We can also decrease the size of code here. How? Remember when we were using serializer, we utilized model serializer. Something similar we can do here. We have a new topic that we can discuss in the next lecture, which is going to be ModelViewSet. And this is going to give us a lot more power in the form of perform create, in the form of query set, and we don't have to do everything manually. Also, this ModelViewSet automatically provide list, create, retrieve, update and destroy. And if we don't want to use them, we have other classes. So if I jump here onto ModelViewSet, these classes are already inbuilt. But if I don't want to use them, I have classes like ReadOnlyModelViewSet. That means it is only going to provide us list as well as retrieve. I'm not going to have option for post, put as well as destroy. So that's how we are going to work with ModelViewSet. In the next lecture, I am going to discuss about them. I hope this lecture was helpful, and make sure you revise it. Make sure you jump onto this tutorial part and try to implement it yourself. It is going to help you a lot. Thank you for following, and I see you guys in the next one.